Good afternoon. Welcome to the video check-in for today, Thursday, February 24th. I'm sure, like many of you, am perhaps not shocked because we've been hearing about it for days and weeks leading up to it, but certainly dismayed by the now war going on between Russia and Ukraine. In just the past day, Russia has attacked the nation of Ukraine. There are already deaths. War is a frightful thing. Our tradition tells us, while it might be necessary at times, it is certainly something to be avoided whenever possible. And it seems from my, I'm sure, somewhat naive eyes that this certainly could have been avoided, and that it's mostly a horrible act of aggression by the Russian government. That being said, it has led me to think about what our tradition has to say about war and peace, and we certainly have that word shalom, which we know means peace, but so much more, not just an absence of conflict, but has within it a sense of well-being and of wholeness, something that is lacking in our world in so many places and in so many ways, but especially in Eastern Europe right now. So rather than present you with, another setting of Oseh Shalom, or maybe even Shalom Rav, or I've sung for you in the past the prophet Isaiah's vision of peace, Lo Yisagoy, let nation not lift up sword against nation, and let them know never again, no war. I'm turning to a slightly different text. It's actually a version, a translation, a loose translation of Sim Shalom. Sim Shalom is the prayer for peace that is included, the blessing for peace that is in the Amidah section of our service. In the evening we have Shalom Rav, and in the morning we have Sim Shalom. They are similar prayers, really different versions of this plea for peace in our world. And I thought that I would sing for you a kind of modified version of a really beautiful setting by the mid-20th century synagogue composer Herbert Fromm. Now, he set not the Hebrew word Sim Shalom that we might know, but actually English for this blessing. And it's very traditional, formal-sounding English that's taken from the Union Prayer Book. The Union Prayer Book was the Siddur, the prayer book for the Reform movement for many, many years, and has since been updated. We are on about the 3 versions later of a Reform prayer book. Now we use Mishkan Tefillah as the name of it. But the Union Prayer Book, and I have a copy here, it might look familiar to some of you, has, while some of the language seems antiquated and stodgy and maybe doesn't help us to connect to one another and to God in a modern way that we might like, some of these English blessings, I have to say, just in my own opinion, are just beautiful. And one of them is this particular translation of Sim Shalom, grant us peace. So I won't sing the full composition by Fromm, because I would need an organ to do that as well, but I will be happy to kind of chant the English in the style of Herbert Fromm, this beautiful poem, which is my prayer for today, my prayer for all of us dealing with any lack of shalom, but in particular for what is going on in Ukraine. Grant us peace, thy most precious gift, O thou eternal source of peace, and enable Israel to be its messenger unto the peoples of the earth. Bless our country, that it may ever be a stronghold of peace, its advocate in the council of nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of our land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of thy name hallow every home and every heart. Praised be thou, O eternal Giver